Hey, so I have made approximately 2 videos at this point about a certain furry YouTuber who has done and said some extremely stupid and not cool stuff, and it's recently come to my attention that it is worse than I thought. We're obviously going to be talking about some extremely serious stuff, so if that sounds like the thing you can't really handle, you might want to watch something else, you know. And I don't blame you. I don't name this person because I don't want to be associated with them. I don't want to appear as if I'm trying to start something just for the sake of making a video. I also don't really want to promote the stuff they do. Typically people in the comments get it pretty quickly, so scroll down there if you want to see their name. In the previous videos, I've talked about how that person has said some really horrible stuff, but the deeper you dive, the scarier and worse it gets. In summary, here's some of the stuff this person has done. He's said this. Horrible. He's berated people for being trans. I'm not sure if berated is really the word. That seems not strong enough. He's done jokes where the joke is just being racist. He has repeatedly tweeted about his apparent dislike of Muslim people. And let me clarify, I don't mean he's tweeting criticisms of the religion or something even remotely respectful. He's just generalizing and attacking like a group of 1 billion people. He has supported and continues to support somebody who has done and said horrible transphobic and racist stuff. He really seems to have garnered a culture and community that is tolerant of bigotry. He's trivialized gender equality. I could go on, and in the past I have made videos discussing his actions, how frustrating it is that he is still someone in the fandom that is supported by people and is looked up to. From what I've heard from people who have made videos with him in the past, his audience is typically teenagers, which is not great. As a teenager myself, I know it's pretty easy to, not necessarily peer pressured, but you know, if you have somebody that is seemingly popular and he does this and this, it can be pretty easy to be like, okay, that must be an acceptable thing to do. That's not necessarily true for all people, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. After my last video, someone brought up that he had made an apology about one of his transphobic comments he had made. He said that, you know, he was a changed person, that this was a very long time ago, and when I first saw that, I was hopeful. I thought that people change, maybe he has. Second chances are extremely important. People do change. But I don't think he has. He made it sound like he said those things forever ago and that he's a changed person and he's a lot better now. But not even a year before my first video on the subject, he was tweeting, making fun of gender identity. He still tweets really Islamophobic stuff. Me, a number of other people who have disliked his behavior and have taken note, and even some people who he used to work with or be friends with, think that he wasn't sorry for his actions as much as he was sorry for getting caught. People really do change sometimes, and sometimes they need second chances. At least with that particular instance, he only apologized for a specific transphobic comment he made. The one I first showed, that's really horrible. He only did it after it started to blow up on Twitter, I believe. It's not a case of he was thinking about his past actions and he came out and apologized in an authentic way. It seemed very, oh, if this blows up anymore, it could endanger my following, I should apologize for it. One of the people who has criticized him publicly in the past, you know, I remember they reply to his apology like, hey, this is a good start, but you need to actually change your actions, and you didn't even apologize for the sexist, racist, Islamophobic stuff you said in the past besides this. And I remember he replied to that person saying something like, oh, your Sona's really cute. Like, first thing that came to mind when I saw that is butter up somebody much. This is a serious conversation that felt like a real, I'm gonna do whatever I can to, it felt very preachy. I really don't think it was genuine. With those last videos, not much has resulted from them besides the fact that people have kind of a platform to discuss the stuff he's done, his behavior. People have a story about him being a bully or being horrible in some way, but they seldom talk about it because they're worried or they're scared that he will get his fan base to go after them. Scared that they'd have to be a martyr. Like I said earlier, in the past it's been racist, transphobic, horrible comments, which is bad enough as is. But the further I dive, the more freaky stuff I find. Accusations of sexual assault, extremely inappropriate comments, this person trying to talk people into doing stuff with him that they have no interest in. If you get my drift. The spark for this video, I got contacted by this person named, but they told me about some of the stuff that they've discovered when talking to people who knew this person. This person's internet presence is kind of a group that all makes videos together, and people who used to be a part of that group have talked to and sort of expressed how he's a bully. Stuff has come out, mentions of him trying to get people to participate in this skit that had latent racial stereotypes in it. Like I mentioned earlier, really serious accusations of sexual assault. People who are saying them used to know him. This is a very big deal. I made this very long video that goes into specifics. It's worth a watch. From what I've seen, this person is so much worse than the edgy, offensive, attention-grabbing YouTuber I thought he was. Before the sexual assault stuff and the talks of him being a bully and really being horrible to people who were close to him, he was already bad enough. These transphobic comments and him apologizing only when a fuss is made, I think just shows his poor ethics. And video, there's talks, people who used to know him closely, they say that he enjoys it when other people are hurt and offended by his actions, which indicates stuff a lot more serious than just some edgy internet idiot. Me making this video sadly won't do much. That's not how it works. You're a part of this. I know it's cliche, but if we see something that's not appropriate and not cool, we as a fandom have to say, we're not going to tolerate that. You can't do that. We can't have bigoted people representing and thriving inside our community. In my Dangerous Furries video that I made, where I talked about how somebody had this horrifying experience with somebody catfishing them at a furry convention, and it was a super traumatic story. And not only did it give them the impression that furries are a bunch of weirdo creeps, but it was terrifying stuff. We can't have the furry fandom be like a haven for these types of people. We as a community need to say that this person has done horrible stuff. This person should be held accountable for their actions. In my 2 past videos on the topic, I've expressed frustration at the fact that he's still a member of the fandom that other popular YouTubers make videos with. I'm sticking with the idea that they don't know about his behavior. It seems that some of them are at least somewhat aware, and that's very concerning. This is a pattern of gross behavior. I'm not going to tolerate it. I know you're not going to tolerate it. We're not going to forget about it.